is going to be simplifying polynomials. We'll see how it goes. And then, as a reminder, since everybody wasn't sure, just to be clear, there's a test this Friday on this packet. Now, if you guys feel like we need more time to get ready for the test, we could always take it like the Tuesday we come back or something too, like that part doesn't matter. What I thought was that you guys would prefer to take the test before Memorial Weekend, because the chances of you studying over Memorial Weekend is real low. Is that probably correct? Yeah. So that was kind of the only reason I wanted to make sure to take it Friday, is I didn't get the sense anybody would be studying, and I think you would do a lot worse on the test on Tuesday. So we'll figure that out. Maybe we can try to come up with a plan or something like, maybe we can have people take it Friday who want to take it Friday, and then if somebody wants to opt to take it Tuesday, they can. You guys give no feedback on anything. How are we supposed to come up with a plan?
I think the option is good. Everyone wants to opt in.
Okay, just kind of curious, how many people would prefer to take it this Friday? Oh, how many people would prefer to take it Tuesday? Oh, that's more than I thought, okay. I'll think about it. I kind of feel like that plan would be okay. And then those that would want to take the test Tuesday, obviously, you guys would have to be super quiet on Friday, you know, while you're studying and getting ready. And you could finish up work or whatever. I think I'm okay with that. Should we do that? Okay. The measurement unit, the very last thing we have, isn't something that, you know, like we can make it however long we want. So it's not a case of, you know, we won't be able to fit the measurement unit in. We can make it however long we want.
Is this test our last summative?
No, you're gonna have a summative on measurement. But my guess is everybody will do really well on that one, because it's about measuring. Like, you're literally just gonna be given things to measure, and that's your summative. So, that should be easy. But the whole reason we're doing the measurement unit is because I've found over the years that I don't think measuring, like from a measuring tape, is required in any classes at the elementary or junior high anymore, or middle school. And so I've had a lot of students who've never even like used one before. So I kind of find that one to be pretty important, because that is literally one of the most practical things you're ever gonna use. From just even like measuring how much carpet you need in your house, or you know, whether this new couch is gonna fit in the spot. Like you have to know how to measure things, and a lot of people don't know how. So that's why we're gonna do that last. Okay. Ooh, I don't know why that 3/6 was so small. Let's go. Daniela, are you gonna go, or is somebody else gonna go? Someone else, okay. You ask me that every day, and every single day I tell you yes. Sana, you're number 3. Do you think you can help me with this? Do you remember how to simplify a fraction? Okay, how would you simplify 3/6? Yeah, you basically check to see if the 3 and the 6 have any common numbers going into them, and 3 is the biggest common number that goes into them, and so you divide the top and bottom by 3. Oh, it's hard to write a 3. So then you'd end up getting 1/2. Perfect. Is there somebody you want to go next, or a number? Oh, Abby, all right. Look at, you didn't even have to call on her. And now she can't blame you for calling on her because I did it. Okay, same question, same. So what's the biggest number that goes into 15 and 18? Is there any? Close. Yeah, that doesn't go into the. Ooh. Well, there can't be too many numbers. You're just throwing out numbers. Is it because you're on the spot right now? Okay. Can somebody help her out? 3. So 15 divided by 3 would be 5, and then 18 divided by 3 would be 6. And then, the last thing you're supposed to do is you double check to see, is there any numbers that go into 5 and 6? Which, on this one, there's not. But like, say you're trying to reduce a really big number, and you don't know if you reduced it far enough, if the numbers that you're left with still have something in common, you would just like reduce it again. Okay, perfect. I figured you guys remembered how to do this. But it's gonna be similar idea when we get over to the letters and numbers, which we kind of have already done this year. We're just kind of like taking it and putting all the different topics together. Number, unless you wanna go again? Oh, I see that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Caleb, he's wide awake. Why, you look like you're trying to go to sleep, Caleb. Did you just get up? You don't even know how to answer that one?
Maybe.
Okay. Your body got up, not your brain. Yes, okay. So the third problem up here, we've got letters and numbers. Do you remember how to do this? Like, we've done this already this year, but I could give some assistance here if you want. Let's start with the numbers. Most people start with the numbers and then they do the letters next. Three does. Okay, so 3 goes into 36 and 75. So this would become 12. And then the other number would become 25. 75 is 3/4. You guys don't deal with cash much anymore, so it's like you don't, like, change is what makes everybody know, like, the multiples of 5s, 10s, 25s. Okay, Caleb, so now we're looking at x5 on top, x3 on bottom. There's actually 2 different ways to do this. Do you remember one of the 2 ways?
I do not.
Okay, one way is if you have the same letter, you can take the top power minus the bottom power, and then the answer gets written on the top. So like this one would be x5 minus 3, which would be 2. Now that wasn't the way I was taught it when I was in school. I know that's the way we did it this year. The way I was taught when we were in school is I cancel 3 of them. And since they both have at least 3 powers, you can remove 3 powers from both. You get the same answer either way, but that's kind of how I was taught it. Is this bringing back memories? Is your brain waking up a little bit? I'll be honest, it does not look like it is. Well, at least you guys, my second hour has a test today, so I hope they're woken up by second hour. Hopefully you guys are woken up on Friday. Maybe we'll really have to blast the music Friday morning to wake you up. Okay. Oh, we're gonna go to Lamar next, because he's struggling to stay awake. Lamar, we're gonna give you a difficult one. That'll wake you up. Okay, help me out here. We got a lot of numbers and letters. But you basically just take them one at a time. Start with the normal numbers, then move to the X's, then to the Y's, then to the Z's. Okay, 15 and 12, do they have anything in common? 3. They would divide them both by 3, so we would have 5 and 4. Okay, good start. If there's no power, it's one of them. Perfect. So if you cancel one from each of them, you would be left with 5 on the bottom.
Um, 4y on the bottom.
3.
3.
Cancel 5 from each, left with 3.
I'm gonna. Just there.
It's the only one. It just stays as it is. Okay, so I'm left with a 5 on the top. The x and the y were both canceled on top, so then I have the z3 on top. On the bottom, I've got the 4, x5, and then y3. Good. I mean, that's actually a decently hard problem. The first time we did that a long time ago, you guys had a lot of trouble with that, because, you go ahead, question.
Do you take the biggest number?
So, Lamar kind of chose the second way I showed you guys by just canceling powers.
Yeah,
If you do the first method where you subtract them, I think this is what you're asking.
yeah.
If you do the first method where you subtract them, the answer goes on top. So like this one, if you did 1 minus 6, you would have an x to the negative 5 on the top. And the negative powers we can move to make them positive.
Right, and then how did you do the second one?
The y's,
Yeah,
so he did the same thing, he canceled 5 from each. But otherwise, if you subtract them, you would have 5 minus 8, and you would get negative 3 power on top, which you can move to the bottom as a positive 3.
okay,
So either method works, but you don't wanna like mix them together.
yeah.
Okay, Lamar, I need you to call on a genius who's gonna tell me how to do this without me telling them anything about it.
Yes. Okay.
Cade? He definitely is. Anything you can tell me about the next problem? How do I work that? Why is the next one harder?
There's minus.
Yeah, the minus means we can't just like chop individual things. The only way we can reduce is if it's multiplying. Any thoughts? I mean, I can definitely guide you, I just thought I'd give you the chance to.
Do something with R.
Yep. What do you mean by do something with R? Cancel them? No. We cannot cancel the R's because of the minus. It has to be multiplied to cancel. I can help you. Okay, on the top, do you remember when we did greatest common factor, when we like took out when they had something in common? Okay, on the top, if I look, both of the items are multiplied by 2. So I could technically factor out a 2 on the top. So factoring out a 2 means I divide them both by 2. And then what's left in the parentheses is when I divide out the 2. So this would become 1r minus 2. Any thoughts now? No, okay. Do you wanna call somebody else that, or should we just ask, does anybody think they know what to do here?
Is that supposed to be the times or
The parentheses?
the one at the bottom?
The bottom, you have to treat it as one thing. There is no parentheses around it, but you have to treat it like there's a parentheses because of the minus sign. Does it help there with the parentheses, Kate? Oh. Kate, what happens if I have x over x? Oh, nothing? What happens to the x's? They cancel. They cancel because they're the same.
Oh, can you cancel R minus 2?
Perfect. You have the same thing on top and bottom, so they actually cancel out. What the heck? Why did my whole page move? When you have the same thing on top and bottom, you can cancel it out, but it only works if it's multiplied. So then this whole answer is just 2. You guys don't look so jazzed up for today. This is an exciting topic. You should be like happy and proud that you get to be taught this. No? Sarcasm not thrown up? Okay. I should be stronger with the sarcasm? Anybody who want to volunteer to go next? My goodness. Nate?
Cancel out X plus three since it's on both sides.
I think I heard you wrong.
Would you cancel out X plus three? Because
Yes, yeah, I thought you said X plus two, that's why so, because you have the same thing on top and bottom being multiplied, you cancel it. And then your whole answer is whatever's left. I actually like working with all the letter ones better because I don't have to figure anything out. I just cancel them if they're the same, I don't do anything else. Okay, we're almost to the point where you guys can work. Oh, God, okay, wow, that was MOA. That was probably loud enough it was on the recording. All right, MOA, what do we do next? We have this late straggler. Nuh-uh. Nope. We're not coming in late eating candy. I don't see that would be working out well. No, David, don't. Are you gonna go put that back in the pod? You're not wearing that.
Oh, we put that on. Did you take my paper?
No. I don't need it. I can take it if you really want, okay, thanks. Oh, that's right, we were calling him MOA. What do I do on the next one?
I think you cancel out the first two, so X.
That sounds like it would be correct, but it's not. So we can't cancel the x squareds because they're being added. You can only cancel things when it's written as multiply. Do you remember how to write that as multiply? Oh no. I'm bringing back the dreaded word, factoring.
I think I failed that test.
You did not fail that test, but okay. Okay, factoring. I'll teach you guys the quick way. Okay, since you have a regular x squared, it's actually an easy one. MOA, what two numbers multiply to 6, add to 5? 2 and 3. So I'm going to write 2 and 3. Oh, sorry. Do you want me to shut the blinds? Usually it's not this bright in the morning, so. Okay. Moa, now that I guided you on the top one, guide me on the bottom one. How do I factor the bottom?
Find out what we're going to.
I'll spot you the x and the x. Yeah, I am waiting. I wasn't like trying to push you. There's two numbers that multiply to make negative 15, but then add to be negative 2. So I think you're too worried about the plus and minus part, right? What numbers multiply to make 15? The two.
15?
How do you multiply to 15? 3 and 5. Okay, so 3 and 5, is one of those numbers 2 bigger? Oh, there we go. Negative 5, positive 3. But you brought it back. I wanted you to leave it in the pod.
Oh, can I bring
What? It's not yours to keep. It was the person who bought it for decorating the pod.
It's in the lunchroom.
What?
It's in the lunchroom.
Lunchroom? Oh, I feel like that one is it the upper blue?
Oh, it was in the lunchroom.
It's in the lunch area.
Does, oh, they had like a celebration there on,
Because the lunchroom is the whole world and then like the pods are
yeah,
Nerd.
it was, no, it was like, I don't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday. Where are you going, Dave? Yeah, just put it there, sure. Yeah, Monday or Tuesday was the actual like, I don't wanna say party, the event. I think that's why they were decorating on the pods with different countries leading up to that event, which was everybody.
What is it though?
I don't know.
Asian appreciation, you know what, it's cultural.
Yeah, it was, cause I think downstairs, I saw one of the pods was not in Asia. Was it India?
India.
Yeah, okay.
Vietnam.
Yeah, so it wasn't just like Asian.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Yeah, Nini's here.
I'm so sorry about that,
That's all
Mama, I'm
that.
so sorry.
And then whatever you have left is just answer.
Good. Okay, now, what you guys should notice is the rest of this page has some various things that are along the same lines. Go ahead.
I had a question on that.
Oh, sorry, I'll go back up.
So wouldn't you have to keep it the same at the beginning, wouldn't it be x squared minus 5x? And then other parentheses would be 3x minus 15? Cause aren't you just switching out the negative 2x for,
Oh, I was teaching you the quick method of factoring. So the method you were talking about is when we did the full method of factoring, where you would write the middle term. Is that what you're talking about?
yes.
Yeah, this absolutely still works if you wanna do this. I was just teaching a quick way of getting the final answer. So like on this, you would split it in half, you would factor out the x, factor out the 3, they both have an x minus 5, and you end up with the same. So when there's not a number on the x squared, you can actually, the two numbers that you figure out, you can actually just write them as the final answer. So this method still works, for sure. I didn't think you guys wanted to redo that. That's why I thought I'd teach it quickly. Okay, Mo, we need one last person.
6.
Oh, no, Danielle already went. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wes. Do you remember what they taught you at the middle school for division of fractions?
No,
Did they call it KFC?
no.
Wait, what is this?
Keep, change, flip.
What was it?
KFC, that's KC,
Keep, flip, change. I always thought they called it KFC, didn't they? What did they teach you guys how to divide fractions? How do they explain it?
Like KFC the place?
So they taught you keep, change, flip, but you're gonna act like I just like speak another language.
Yeah, keep, change, flip, that's what they taught us.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that was called a KFC though, I thought. You're right, that doesn't work. Hey. Me, not her. Okay. Wes, so, I don't know how you were taught it. It sounds like you were not taught to keep, change, flip.
I mean, I was, but I don't remember.
Oh, so keep, change, flip is you keep the first fraction, change the symbol to multiply, flip the second one. There's different ways of explaining it, but I think keep change flip is probably the most common one that I've heard of, yeah. Oh, all right.
I don't know, I was just confused on that too.
Oh, like how it works?
No, it's like out of order on our page, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I think you skipped.
Yeah, I went down.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do the next problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't go to the next problem. I went further down because I wanna show you what to do with division. Okay, Wes, now that I have 6/8 times 15/16, I don't have to write them as 2. So when I'm doing multiplying fractions, I'm just gonna have one top, one bottom. That's why I skipped the multiply one. Okay, how do I deal with 6 times 15 over 8 times 16? What would you do? There's different ways we can do this. Oh, yeah, that was a quick answer though. So, is there anything up there that can reduce? Like, do 6 and 8 have something in common? Do 6 and 16, or 15 and 16, or 15 and, like, if something has something in common between the top and bottom, we can reduce.
6 and 8 share 2.
Perfect, so 6 and 8 both can be cut in half. So I can write this as 3 and 4. And then I would check if 3 or 15 have anything in common with 4 or 16. They do not, actually. It feels like they should, but they don't. They don't. 3 is already prime, so that's not going to. 15 is made up of 3 and 5, and 3 and 5 don't go into either of those in the bottom, so they actually don't have anything in common. So then, Wes, what do I do for the final answer?
You do 3 times
Yeah,
15.
you actually just multiply them. 45 over 64. Now, a lot of you have the calculators that will reduce automatically for you. And so, if you aren't sure if this is correct, you can type in 45 over 64 and hit enter, and it would reduce it for you, but this is gonna be reduced. So if you aren't sure if it's reduced, you can always use your calculator to help you out. Okay, I wanted to see if you guys could finish off this page. That is gonna be our last topic. Probably not a last assignment, because I'm thinking you guys probably want to review for tomorrow, is that probably
What's
correct?
tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Thursday.
We
You
got a
want-
test?
You were not even here for the part of class that you have these questions for. Would you guys like a review for the test? Okay, because it seemed like you liked those on the past test. Okay, so I will make up a review for you guys for tomorrow that would have all the types of questions that would be on the test. Now, I have no problem helping you out with any of these that you're feeling stuck on. Because some of these last ones are kind of difficult, and so I wanted to see if you could do them with what we went over, what we kind of refreshed your brain on. We technically have done all of this before, but it's just putting it all together feels different. Okay, excellent. So we've got like 20-ish, 25 minutes-ish to finish this up. So finishing this page, would you like me to put it in Schoology or would you like me not to? I don't care either way. No? Okay, then just finish it up in here. And if somebody has something they want to turn in from previous days, I can also put that in today.
Should we do that?
No. Oh, is that what you were trying to do?
No, I was asking if we could turn into like yesterday's.
So yesterday I put in the Schoology for you to turn in. If you didn't turn it in there, you could just show it to me too. Yeah. But no, you don't need to do the back page.